We continue now with a look at the city of North Adams. It's the smallest city in the state by population, but still has big city issues, from economic redevelopment to cracking down on crime. I sat down with Mayor Richard Alcombright at Moss MoCA. He brought me up to date on how he's trying to balance budgets, attract new businesses, capitalize on the arts and tourism in Berkshire County, and keep the city moving forward.
We're in a better place. It's certainly a better place. When I first took office, my first budget, we were about $2.6 million in the hole, and we've basically been through 6 cycles. Last year, this current fiscal year, is our first truly balanced budget. We came in with a balanced budget, and we're going to hold that budget. Really, I was in a desperate place with respect to cash in the city and the ability to not do any capital projects because we just didn't have cash to do that. So my plea was really about, having the state find a way to help me to come in with some cash to allow us to do some things with respect to capital. It wasn't really on the operations side.
But it speaks to the overall conditions of cities around the country. You know, there's a lot of tough decisions that people have had to make. What kinds of decisions have you had to make here in North Adams?
Well, you know, it's funny. My first year in, I raised taxes in the city to the levy limit, which was almost an $800,000 increase. My second year, we put in a sewer fee, which was both of them very unpopular, but we needed to do that. We've seen a dramatic reduction in state aid. We've lost, just 2 numbers, we've lost about $13.3 million in state aid since I've been on the job, and we've been able to raise about $10.2 million in revenues. So that's part of the story right there. So it really obliterated our reserves. And trying to fund schools, trying to fund projects, trying to keep the streets plowed and keep police enforced is a very difficult thing. We've done this with virtually flat budgets for 6 years, and but I think we're gaining on it. I really do think. But we need growth in the city. Growth is our only really true way out over time.
And you've also made some cuts as well, in addition to raising taxes.
Oh yeah, we've cut. We have not replaced a job in the city, to my knowledge, since I've been here. Pretty much our cuts have been through attrition. The one thing I didn't want to do, every cut is a family. Every cut is someone else on services. Every cut, you talk about municipal government. We're no different than a business. Jobs are jobs, and if we cut 10 jobs, it's no different than if Crane cut 10 jobs, or the hospital cut 10 jobs, or MCLA cut 10 jobs. It's still a blow to the economy. Now
we're sitting here inside Moss MoCA, which is a great draw, an economic draw for this area. But obviously, you need a diversified economy. What other things are you looking at to bring people here? Well,
one of the things that we still have here, we're very, very proud of, is we still have a fairly significant light manufacturing base. So several years ago, I worked on a special tax agreement with Crane. 120 at-risk jobs turned into about 305 jobs today. We are seeing more growth in the more private sector investment. We've seen Big Y and our Holiday Inn make significant investment. We're seeing more private investment coming through folks in the sense of real estate, rehabs of real estate in the city. I like to say, as part of my stump speech all the time, but I like to say, and I truly believe this, if you look at us from the Western Summit, we are a city, we're in the palm of God's hand. It's just so beautiful here. We're bordered by the Berkshire Hills, and on the other side by the Green Mountains, so it's just wonderful here. But when you dive into us, we're very urban. We're very urban, much more so than people think. With that, though, those are challenges. The challenges with being urban, but there are also great hopes with being urban, because we have many of the things that larger cities have. We have good medical services. We have what will be the largest museum of contemporary art in the world come April of 17. We have MCLA, top 10 public liberal arts colleges in the country. We have an airport, albeit a small airport. We have one. So we have a lot of the bones that really lend itself well to growth and development here.
So switching gears in a positive direction, you have a new challenge underway. And it involves being healthy.
Yeah,
so what is this fitness challenge?
So the Mayor's Fitness Challenge, we started that last year. It was really kind of good. This is done through Moss MoCA, a wonderful young lady, Amanda Chilson, in our community coalition. Basically all it is, it's asking people to change something in their life that would make them more healthy. That could be anything from getting more rest, to drinking more water, to eating a few more vegetables a day, or to, if you want to take on a challenge and decide you want to lose 30 pounds, or all of a sudden you've gone from sedentary to be able to walk a mile. It's just trying to get people to understand that making healthy decisions will help them and benefit their families.
What did you choose? Are you running? Do I hear you're running?
Well, I'm back hiking again. So in December, I kind of cheated. I started a little early, and I guess I'm happy to say now I'm down about 45 pounds since December. But I started really just walking again, and now I'm back in the woods on weekends taking some pretty good hikes. So it's been kind of fun.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor
Alcombright,
for joining us.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.